Okay, happy Saturday, everybody. Decided to have some fun today. Try to have fun every day, but I had a breakthrough this week. I've been doing a cleanse and taking a break from some things, vices, medications, things that weren't serving me, but also are medicines that do serve me. And I think we're living in a time that's all about finding your sovereignty and your own personal balance. And there are a lot of medicines out there in the world, and anything can be a medicine, and anything can be a poison. Everything exists on this, full spectrum of balance, and that's why I love the Bowspring practice, because it is full spectrum, and it thinks about the mind, body, and spirit on all sides, in a circumference, in a sphere, in a toroidal field, starting with central channel and then the heart. Today will be an intermediate Bowspring class. We're Seed Saturday, or Silly, Sexy, Sensual, Super Seed Saturday. All the S's. I love alliteration. And so if you're new to the Bowspring, I'm going to go over the algorithm really quickly. And if you're intermediate with the Bowspring, and even if you're advanced with Bowspring, we're just going to do the Seed Kata today. A sequence going through postures that take us through the whole body. So it'll be a full body workout, and hopefully we'll get our sweat on today. And this video is recorded during the COVID-19 coronavirus crisis, and so I wanted to speak to that and how to help balance that out in our minds and our hearts. And I specifically want to speak to narrative and story and gaslighting, and if you don't know what gaslighting is, look it up. But it's basically something that you can do to yourself or do to somebody else, where you make that person, or you make yourself question your own truth or your own sanity, or your whole perception of the world even. And there's a lot of that going on online. And so I want you to, what do I want to say? Overview what the news that you're taking in, and the stories that you're telling yourself, and the stories that are being told, and what you're reading in. So what's going on in your field, and then what information is that attracting to you. I've been doing a lot of soul searching and practicing in prayer and meditation and breath work over the last month, and working out, totally changing my whole life, and really getting back to basics, and creating a stronger foundation to build on. And that's what I want to help all of us do, to create our superhero selves. And so what story are we telling about the New Earth right now? The Nest is the New Earth Story Temple. It's one of the acronyms for the Nest. It's the New Earth Story Temple. So in being in this liminal state, what stories do we want to tell about the Earth and the New Earth and the economy and the community that we want to live in, rather than sharing a bunch of information, or finding a bunch of information, immediately sharing it, that could potentially be harmful or harmful, hurtful or unhelpful, and what story are we telling about ourselves, about who we are, what we are, how we are, what we're doing, how we want to do it, whether you work for somebody else, you work for yourself, what is your story? And I work with I'm a collaboration and a part of a collective and project called Into the Mythica, where we're actively telling stories of our own personal myths, and the New Earth story, and the story of heaven on earth. And there's a lot of spiritual communities trying to tell this story together. But the thing is that we're living in a world of separation. So everything's the same and everything's different. Ultimately, we're all trying to get to the same place. And I'm all about the same but different, or different, same. But we thrive in the diversity, and also in the holographic universe, that everything is a reflection of ourselves. And this is something that I've been meditating on and practicing since I got into the Mayan calendar 20 years ago, and Hunaku, and the I am you, and you are me, and I'm another you. And then more and more we're embodying that every year, being a part of spiritual, conscious, collective, creative community. You hear it all the time. We're all interconnected. We're all one. But how are we acting on that? How are we telling the story of oneness living in a world of separation, and how can we transcend the duality? And that doesn't mean that things are non-dual. Just things are more on a spectrum. Because even though like I consider myself a really good person, I have a dark side. I have a shadow. I have my issues. I've dealt with um, chronic pain and anxiety and depression and other other things my whole life, and I'm still healing. We're all healing from this. So how can we help each other heal together? And this is a practice that I found in the Bowspring that really brings us into alignment. I wanted to start this class in 11:11. It was 11:22 when I hit the record button, and 22 is a master number, as a master builder number. So 11:11 alignment, and 22, how do we build the new earth together? And with the 22, what is in the 2020, the clear vision. This is a perfect time with everything stopped to have a clear vision forward for your personal story and our collective story. And so let's tell the story of heaven on earth together. Hashtag Mythica, hashtag the Nestiverse, hashtag, heaven on earth. And not like in any particular religion sense, in a new sense. What are the new, literal, like, how do we take all the knowledge and all the wisdom from before, and all the answers and all the solutions that we have, and bring them into the present moment to create a healthy, harmonious, balanced world where we live in right relationship with ourselves, with each other, with the planet. It's going to be an ongoing practice. It's going to be an ongoing process. It's going to be an ongoing challenge. And I want to create community. I want to create a team where we do this, together. And I'm doing my best to step into my power and my leadership in a healthy, harmonious, balanced way. So, and being sovereign in service to all of you, and being here for all of you, to be a nest for all of you, to be a sacred space for all of you, to be a safe space for all of you to come to as Angel Nathaniel, as a gift. So right now I'm going to channel the gifts of nature, channel this universal template of the Bowspring, the algorithm. I'm going to take the next few minutes to explain that really quick, which is the central channel, your Sushumna, all of your chakras in alignment, breathing into that, up and down, and on all sides, and thinking of the waves and the spirals on the front and the back side of the body. Next, radiant heart, the chest, the ribs, as you can see mine, the nest chest, and expanding that on all sides, not just the front, side to side, and getting into the back body. That's two. Then we can, wings or roots. You can go either way for the order, but I like to go roots before wings. So rooting is the feet, flexing the feet, toning the feet, tacoing the feet, flexing at the ankles, knees forward, hips back, thighs in and up, thighs in, shins out. And then the wings, shoulders up and out, opening, illuminating the dark heart, the shadow heart, the back of the heart. Arms, so shoulders out and up, arms on the front plane of the body, elbows mostly bent most of the time. Seed hands, yin fingers, squeezing the palms, so yin and yang in the hand. You're pushing out from radiant heart to get the tone in the hand. Same with the roots, digging and dragging, pushing down and lifting up at the same time, so you get a tone in your legs. So that's root. These are the wings. Then the head and the neck, keeping the throat open, keeping a curve in the back of the neck, keeping the head up and extended, and you're connecting all of those 10 key areas throughout, and it's a conversation between all body parts to create connection. And so we're going to go through the seed kata, and this is kind of a more intermediate than beginner sequence, but just, if you're intermediate and you're already a practitioner, great, follow along. And if not, that's okay. Just do your best. And in the next 10 seconds, close your eyes and go into assimilation pose. And assimilation pose, as most or some of you know, is when we are assessing the situation, and it's almost like Vipassana, or it definitely, I think all meditations have roots in Vipassana in one way, shape, or form, because you're observing your breath first, and then you're observing all the sensations in your body, up and down, from the top of the head to the tips of the toes, from the tips of the toes to the top of the head, and you're observing how your fascia feels, how your skin feels, how your breath feels, how everything feels, how your organs feel, your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, mindfulness of the inner and outer world, and going deep inside your central channel and your heart, and creating a radiant flow of energy up the spine, down the front, illuminating the heart on all sides, maybe pushing your hands into your knees and lifting up, tipping the sacrum in, isolating the rib cage and going around in circles, side to side, front to back. Taking long, slow, deep breaths, the LSD breath as we like to call it. Expand our awareness, expand our consciousness, and allow things to contract back in, but do not deflate, do not allow yourself to deflate. Stay open, stay expansive, stay aware. Create your field of energy and protection, of lightness and oneness, and connect to the collective field. Right after this, I'm doing a mass meditation with Earth Dance, and obviously be a prayer for peace. And what is your prayer, and what is your intention for yourself and for the world right now? What is your song and your heart song? And take 3 to 5 slow, deep breaths. So we're going to pump up the energy in a minute here. Keep the eyes closed. Get nice and relaxed and settled in your body. So we're about to pump up the energy. Root down into the earth. Connect to the stars and the sky. Connect to the story and the timeline that best serves you and best serves people and the planet. Okay, next breath, inhale and exhale, open your eyes. Now we're going to do a little, like a variation on the Wim Hof breathing or breath work. Just going to inhale all the way in, exhale all the way, but we're going to bring the arms motion almost like a qigong. We're gathering the energy, lifting it up, pushing it down, lifting it up, pushing it down, lifting it up, pushing it down. And we're going to do that kind of intensely for the next 2 to 3 minutes. And what you want to try to do is count to 20 or 30, and then at the end of 20 or 30, then push all the air out, hold it until you need to breathe, then inhale, hold, squeeze everything like in Kundalini, and send the energy up the spine, and then release. And we're going to do that 2 to 3, rounds of that basically. And as I go through it, I'll do some cueing, but try to like let go and get the energy moving all over, and get the whole toroidal field, focusing on the central channel and radiant heart of the energy moving on all sides. Okay? So just go ahead and close your eyes, get centered, and begin. Exhale all the way out. Hold it out. If you want to, you can suck in your belly. Inhale all the way in. Hold, squeeze, energy up the spine until you shake. And release. Round two. All the way out. Suck in. Inhale. Hold. Squeeze up the spine. And release. One more time. Really just try to let it go, really pump up the energy this time. All the way in, all the way out. All the way out. Suck the belly in. Inhale. Hold. Squeeze everything. Send the energy up the spine. Down the ground. And release. Rest, relax, meditate. Hands resting on the thighs. Third eye gaze. Tip the sacrum in, radiant heart. Connect to your intention, your story, your prayer. Connect to your sexy, sensual energy of yourself. Let's make this a practice where we get to make love to ourselves and really love ourselves. And it's really about a balance, as always. You know, can always repeat the mantra of balance. Eyes open, seed hands. Reaching out in front, pushing out from radiant heart. Slowly come up onto your knees. Here are the feet. Press the tops of the feet into the bottom of the mat. And seaweed sway. For those of you new people, seaweed sway is just isolating the rib cage back and forth, knees forward, hips back, and you can go all the way up and all the way down, and all the way up, zigzagging, and all the way down. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, depending on the workout you want to do. The more you push out from the shoulders and the radiant heart and squeeze the hands, the more of a tone you'll get. Do a little flossing. Just get flossy. Make face. Make silly face. Started this 5 funny faces freaky Friday where you make 5 funny faces and post them. I guess silly face, silly Saturdays. Well, be silly and sexy at the same time. You can do it. Okay. We did seaweed sway. Now let's do seaweed sway standing. So step on the front, slowly up. Dig, drag the feet. Press down with the paws. Flex the ankles, knees forward, hips back. Seaweed sway again, all the way up. And get the hips going, all the way down. We're going to do recovery pose, horseshoe hands, knees forward, hips back, illuminate central channel and radiant heart. I am now the headless bowman. Only inside bowspringers will get all the bow jokes, but I like to make bow jokes. So this is a recovery pose. You're dig dragging the feet. You can even swivel the feet back and in and out. If you want to get the glutes to go higher, push the knees in, send the glutes back, and push out into your knees, and you should feel that go all the way up into your glutes like that. And the more you swivel the feet in, the more you can pull the heels up and in. It's a lot easier. We're gonna have to speed this up because the mass meditation is coming soon. Let's go down and seat hands forward. We'll go back into all fours. We're only going to go for another 10 minutes actually, so this is kind of a intermediate bowspring taste here. But for here, we're going to spring load. So inhale forward, send the hips back, push the tops of the feet to the hand, squeeze spring hands, extend through the top of the head. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. The more you pull the head forward and send the hips back, or send the hips back and pull the head forward at the same time, you'll get a nice pull in your diaphragm, in your abdomen. You get a nice tone there. Just won't stretch. And the more that you open up the pose, so when you come forward and then sit back, that will also give you a nicer, longer stretch. And this from all fours will immediately go up into crouching cat and do the same thing back and forth. Do about 10 of these, and then we're going to do 10 hops. You want to make sure everything's engaging, everything's toning, you're staying connected to all the parts, all the 10 key areas of the body. And then do some hops back and forth. Kneel slowly, like in a hero's pose. Get some water. And we're going to do, totally not doing the seat kata now, by the way. We're just skipping around. So we're going to go crawl back slowly, mindfully into all fours, up into crouching cat. We're going to do twisted cat to the left, twisted cat to the right. We're going to arch over on both sides and do ecstasy arm on both sides. So up into crouching cat, knees forward, hips back and up. Swivel the knees to the right. Sit back, almost like you're going to sit down on the ground. Seat hand, the right hand. And you're going to go up and over 5 times like this, and then 5 times with like this. Ecstasy. Swivel. the left, same thing. Squeeze, knees forward, hips back. Radiate heart, arc the ribs. Ecstasy. Release. Back down into hero. Some water. And because the mass meditation is going to start in 10 minutes, I'm going to take a break here, or maybe let's just do a quick 3-minute meditation together. Really focusing on central channel, radiant heart, your intention, your prayer, personally, collectively, and your story, personally, collectively. So that's 5 things. 2 energetic going on. Well, they're all in energy, but you know what I mean. That's 5 things. Central channel, radiant heart, prayer, intention, story. 3 minutes. Closed eyes. Go. Inhale. Hold. Squeeze. Root lock. Mula bandha. 6 organs. navel, all the way up the spine. Allow yourself to shake, let go, and release. You can open your eyes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for practicing. Thanks for listening. And just want to give a quick shout out to Global Unity Fest. They'll be happening next weekend from 23rd to the 26th, globalunityfest.com. I'll be performing my new comedy show, Nature Anonymous, the Corona Comedy Conspiracy, at 7 p.m. And there'll be a lot of great music all weekend. There'll be a mass meditation too. There's mass meditation happening right now. I encourage you to Google and search all the mass meditations that are happening. Check out unify.org, check out disclosurefest.org.com. Check out all of them. Really, they're really amazing things that are happening right now on the planet in the mass meditation world, as far as unifying our collective consciousness to co-create the world that we want to live in. And what else? Oh, I'm going to be doing this as often as I possibly can to stay inspired and to keep us all inspired to practice. If you feel like donating, PayPal artnaturemusic@gmail.com. My patreon.com is super/supernature. If you have interested in working with me privately or one-on-one, do conscious creative counseling, coaching, and consulting, and create a program for you, for your personal, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, nutritional practices, and help you, guide you to living your purpose and passion and truth that you want to be living in this moment now. And there's a lot of different projects that we have going on in the Nestiverse if you'd like to be a part of them, and I'm doing artist mentorships as well. So I think that's it. I have to go meditate with everybody else on the planet right now. Thank you so much. Namaste. Blessings. I bow to you, and I bow to you. Peace. Happy Saturday. Have fun. Be silly. Be sexy. Be sensual. Love yourself. All the good things. Okay.